Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting you up with the second video of the day. I need to talk to you guys about this new found tech that I discovered for Aya, and I actually have to say and admit I changed my mind when it comes to Ayayayayaya. I'm telling you, this one has very high potential and a very high ceiling, and is a very interesting mechanic she has. I really have to say, I have to retract my statement that she's really bad, and I am wrong with that, and she's actually pretty damn good. She's actually very good. And you know what? I like to be proven wrong in that type of scenario. I rather tell you guys a unit is not good and then the unit turns out to be good while the banner's still up, than doing it the other way around, where I'm telling you, oh, this unit is really good, right? And then the unit turns out to be not that good. But that situation did not happen yet, so I'm happy with that. What did I discover that makes Ayayayaya so good? Now, we have to look at her skills for that. The S1 doesn't matter. Who cares? No one cares. S2 also, who cares? Don't matter. It's actually all in her S3. I maxed out her S3 now. It's level 5 now because I like the utility about that skill now that I understand it even more. We looked at that skill many times now. It says, okay, you get a 30% attack boost. It reduces the animus and skill shells by 1 turn. Whenever a unit dies, reduces skill CD by 2 turns. If the skill has no CD, increases Aya's turn meter by 80%, right? So this is what we read. We always read this specific part here. Whenever a unit dies, reduces the skill cooldown by 2 turns. If the skill has no cooldown, boosts her turn meter by 80%. This part we always read as some sort of defensive utility. Okay, one unit of my team dies, and now she boosts herself up if her skill is not on cooldown, right? Or if it's on cooldown, then you know, then she gets the -2 turns, right? But we never looked at it from a offensive point of view, because that whenever a unit dies is not limited to your team, it's also meant to your opponent's team. That's what I mean. So what does that mean in actuality? Now I show you how I built my Ayayayaya for PvP. You know what? No, let's not show this. I want to show you one battle that I did in Etheria to show you how you can actually utilize Aya for PvP. There are probably many more different ways you can utilize her now with that specific idea in mind, but I just want to show you what happens. So what I did is I attacked this guy here who has a bruiser comp, right? With Aya in the team. If I can reduce the speed, I will do that. Let's actually do ×1. Let's take a look at the team. Tsuki moves, then the Bayo, then the Aya, then the Messiah, basically. So this is the turn order here. Let's see what happens. So Messiah gets boosted by the Tsukiyomi. Now he does his attack. Now pay attention. What happens? Boom. Push Lighthouse procs. But you know what? Aya moves now. You saw that? She was not the second fast unit. It was the Beyontin. Now we use the S3 of Aya. Beyontin gets boosted. And now she can boost up Messiah and follow up with a second one. This is a new tech now for offensive purposes. Let's review that one more time. I probably edited in a way so it's a little bit more obvious. But if you watch edit again, you see where she is sitting here right now, right? She's sitting here at the back. Now she's at the front. And now she's doing her S3 and boosts. I think the rest is self-explanatory. But yeah, so what actually happens here? And what is the use case for it? Let me show you how I built my Aya. So here's the Aya. I have built her now on Bloodbath Swift Raid Codex. This is my build for her right now. And she doesn't need to be the fastest unit. That's the funniest part. There are many other stretches and things I can discover. I already have a couple of other things in my mind which could work, right? But I did not have the time yet to test all these different options. But I want to just talk about the option I just know firsthand I just showed you, right? So I'm going with the Codex Bloodbath Swift because she doesn't need to be super fast. And I have her on just stacked with HP. So she is tanky. And I mean, nothing else really matters to her right now, to be honest. Like, you could also play her on Bulwark, also that would also work, right? In case whatever. But overall, I think I just don't need to at all, right? I don't need to. I just have it right now. This is how I like it right now. But yeah, so this is the build on Codex, right? Just barely under 300 speed right now. And now let's take a look at her skills again, because we need to look at it again. Now this is where the interesting part comes in, why this build also is super damn interesting to use. Now if we look at Aya here with her S3 again, it states whenever a unit dies, her skill, her team, Aya pushes herself by 80% if that S3 is not on cooldown. Now you have on Codex, you start off, you use it as an initiator offense, you use whatever. You could also use a Lilium, right? It could also be something you're using. Whatever might be the case. Now, because you killed something, she pushes herself in your team, cuts the enemy, and then she uses her S3 to boost your team. Okay? And because you have Codex activated, right? Her S3 is still not on cooldown. So if you kill another time, then she boosts herself again and can follow up with a second S3. That is very, very powerful. Now, why is she so interesting, or why is she such a turn 1 heavy type of character? Now, she counters 3 mechanics in this game heavily with that type of, I would say, playstyle. Actually 4. She counters Reaper, she counters Plume, she counters Lighthouse, and she counters Veronica. Those 4 things she counters with her ability. Why? Now, we often have that case, your unit moved and the Plume gets the turn meter boost for the team, right? And stuff like that. And then your team is getting interrupted because Veronica cuts in, Lighthouse cuts in, Gigabyte also another thing, right? Gigabyte, I forgot to mention, Gigabyte cuts in, Reaper cuts in, Veronica cuts in, Plume cuts in, right? There's so many cut-in mechanics in this game. And now if you look at this specific replay now again, right? If you look at this replay again, we see also something very interesting. So I'm just showing it for the 3rd time so we have a rough understanding what happens is. So let's do ×2 so it's understood. So here we see Tsuki Beyo. Tsuki boosts, Messiah gets the turn, her passive procs, right? Now he kills, now her thing would have procced, and actually the Fushu would have moved first, but you can see she gets, Aya gets moved in front, now she boosts, and she basically denies the opponent from cutting in. Usually in that situation, the Fushu would have gotten her turn, now because of the Lighthouse, and would have done her as free for the shield and all the shenanigans she does. But because Aya actually negated and interrupted that effect by saying, no, one of your units died, I get to move now because I get 80%. You cannot do anything about it. I don't care if you have Lighthouse. I don't care if you have Gigabyte. I don't care whatever you actually have in your Lighthouse. I do not care at all. I get my turn. And now I will boost my team by 40%. So even now with 40%, right? Even if the Gigabyte something cannot cut. Because Gigabyte, so if both 2 units would have been at 100%, and let's say you use now the Aya with her S3, she boosts 40% and Gigabyte procs. Gigabyte proc is only 35%. So the Aya S3 wins over the Gigabyte proc. So there's no situation in that type of deal can your units get interrupted. This is huge, actually. This is huge. That we need to find more ways to how to make this viable, more combinations on how we can combo this in a structure to deal bruiser players, right? How we can utilize her against bruiser players. And based on what I've seen here from her, I feel like she's more of an turn 1 unit than she is a turn 2. I think in certain situations for turn 2 plays she might be viable, but I think she's a way stronger turn 1 unit than she is a turn 2 unit. And she has very high potential, and I think that is also the reason now why Codex got nerfed. That is just an assumption, by the way. No clue if that is true, but this could be the case because of her. Because if you put her on Codex, you can S3, you can S3 again, and because she's using the skill, she does -1 on CD. So you can cycle your turns quite a lot. And I also have an idea For PvE I want to try it, but I also kind of want to try this for PvP with Time Weave, because that's also kind of interesting. Because she interrupts, she gets turn, she reduces turn meter. If she procs Time Weave, she reduces even one more turn, which is also quite interesting to test. But yeah, this is all the time we have for this second video, guys. Let me know your thoughts. And I was actually mind blown. So I invested in her, got her to A1 just to get these exclusive lattices for her, just to max out her skill free. Because to be honest, the other skills don't truly matter that much. Like, obviously you want to have it, but for example, the cool thing about her is the S1 with the speed is not a necessity on her because of the way she functions, right? And then you have this stuff. So this is also very good, by the way. Just adding to this, the Purify, if you're a turn 1 player, this also helps you, because if you're getting debuffed, she now cleanses your debuff. For example, Plume cuts in somewhere, right? Debuffs you with a weakness or a defense break. She comes in, boom, Clara purifies that, and you actually get a heal on top of that. So this is actually pretty damn good. But yeah, that's all the time we have. Let me know what you think, guys. But yeah, as always, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.